This is Josiah Plays Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. Alright, we are back for more, and I took a little break since the last episode. While I was taking a break, the game downloaded another, like, 1.5 gig patch from Steam, and I noticed the version number has changed. It was 0.95 before, and now it's 1.0, so maybe some last-minute changes, fixes, polishes, whatever just went in. I don't know if we'll notice any differences or not. I noticed one thing: I was able to access the options menu from the main game menu. Plus, it looks like the options menu looks a little different than it did before. So we'll see if we notice any other differences now that we've changed. You know, maybe I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put these on Do Not Use, but I'm gonna turn AI back on. I'll decide when they use their abilities, but I can leave AI on so that at least they'll auto attack and stuff. So we'll go with that. Looks like there are some slight differences in this version. The tooltips are a little bit different. Yeah, the tooltips are definitely different. Which is interesting. It shows my upgrades now. Cool. Anything different here? In the codex? Or in the journal, the case notes? Oh, these things look the same. Alright, so here we go. We're moving ahead to see what's going on. Uh-oh. Oh, the triplets. We've got a boss, all of a sudden. Suddenly, this is Badba. There's gonna be two others, presumably. Oh, there they are, Namain and Maka. Those names sound familiar. Something from Celtic mythology. Alright, Cicero. I need you. Well, just attack. Oh, everybody get out of that. Get out of it. We avoided the spikes. Good, good. We're gonna do that so as to cause then we're gonna stun with this. We're getting blasted. We're gonna put the bulwark up. I think she got interrupted. We're gonna go ahead and Hope Spring. Springs eternal, that hope. Okay, these guys are tough. I'm gonna do Creed. Alright, we're gonna stun. Actually, no, we'll stun this guy. And we'll just do extra bursts of damage on this guy. She got interrupted again. There's a lot of interrupting going on. Let's hope spring. There was the extra burst from the... Alright, now she can bust out her cone. Cicero needs to get in here and do some flank damage. Josiah, get out of the thing. Get in here, put your shield up. Cicero. Where's the extra burst damage? Come on. I don't understand why Cicero's not doing what I'm telling him. Alright, Tiziana needs healing. Getting knocked back. I'm gonna do Creed here. We'll mark them both again. Tiziana, don't go over there. Gonna stun again. Get out of the thing. Good job. That one's almost down. Let's hope spring again. Let's we can't seem to get our special attack. There we go. There it is. Now let's do this to block the projectiles. Now let's do this as a cone. Alright, this guy's marked, so we can water spout him for a quick stun. He can get in there and do some flanking. He can attack here. She can run out of that bullshit. Run in here. Hope spring. He got hit by it. He got hit by it. Let's do Creed. That'll mark him again. She can take advantage of that with the pommel strike. Maybe. Maybe. Am I just missing a whole lot? Is that what's going on? There we go. There we got the stun off. Another hope spring, please. These things look Cthulhu-esque. Yeah, well, they're like books that have been animated into creatures. It's pretty cool. Let's get another bulwark going. Block that shit. Let's get another sanction. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of the nonsense. She didn't get out in time. Let's stun. Let's attack. Let's attack. We've almost got this one down. Hope Spring again. Alright, now that Hope Spring's a heal, things are much, much better. Much better. Let's finish this one off. Alright, cool. That one's down. Let's get over here. Let's take him and bring him around the back. And let's do a little... Let's do a little Creed. Alright, he's set to burn now. Let's stun him. Let's chase him. Let's get a backstab off. Get out of the nonsense. Let's get him with this. I don't even need to do a Hope Spring at the moment. Aura of Protection. Flame Stride. Let's get Flame Stride going. Let's surround this guy with fire. We win!
Is that
got some skill points.
I hope so.
I certainly hope your theories about the Fae will explain that to me.
I'm hoping they do too. But again, let us find the last book first.
I recognized its spine while you were fighting the creature.
And its size, no doubt.
Tides. Of all the books we had to collect, it had to be the 3 biggest ones.
Inspectore, if it's your plan to go through each...
I don't think we have any other choice.
Even with a pair of eyes on each volume, it'll take you at least a week to get through them.
Worse still, we don't even know what we're looking for.
Hold on. I need a moment to think.
Cicero, what if we tried to...
By myself, please.
He's gonna wander over here and think, I guess.
All right, Raz. Give me something. Yes. Right. Power. Creating power. Using it to expand. Anything that smacks of strength or supremacy.
Inspectore,
I said I'd like to be alone, Marshal.
are you all right?
I will be if you give me a second.
All right. I'll see you with the others then.
Thanks for checking up on me, though. Appreciate that. I guess I didn't figure anything out yet.
Thought long enough?
Yes, I have.
You have an idea on how to get us through the tomes, then?
I do, in fact. Follow me.
I guess I have an idea. What is my idea? I don't know. The player wants to know what the idea is.
It's very...
I had my book with me and I don't know where it is.
The lower Conoscenza.
Cicero, why are you keeping them here? They're agitated enough about what happened.
Just a moment, Kyrie, please. I apologize for the delay. I understand how uncomfortable it must be standing here, but there is a final request that I have for you. I am looking for information within this book, as well as within the 2 my colleagues are carrying. I do not have the luxury of time to sift through its contents, and I implore you to lend me your assistance for just a few moments in this endeavor.
Cicero, they might be Vegelus, but that doesn't mean they can cover 1,000 pages in one... Inspectore!
Whoa! Tearing pages out.
Books can be repaired, rewritten. Time cannot. Mariner? Marshal? Perhaps you'd like to cover your eyes, Kyrie.
He's
And
gonna
maybe your ears.
tear up the books. Oh no. Blasphemy, sacrilege.
Now, you're searching for anything that hints at great power. Undefeated leaders, huge swaths of land claimed, rebellions quelled in a day.
Inspectore, I think I found something.
Go on.
I'm looking at a timeline of the Dementicate's history of expansion. There was a specific point in time after which they began furiously claiming land.
And what point is that?
It's referred to as Aegean Thune. of the year of Noir.
Good. Everyone else, keep that in mind.
Something else, sir.
Yes?
It's a religious text about some godsend that the Dementicati were supposedly blessed with.
Go on.
They're referred to here as the knife, the seed, and the heart.
They're here as well. Says that they changed the very face of the Mentacate society, allowed them to start winning wars.
It would fit the timeline.
Excellent. The knife, the heart, and the seed. Remember those names.
Something more, sir. From a story. It's about where they came from. These were flesh of the god himself, from the marrow of our father's bone. They were presented to us in steepled fingers of stone.
Pillars of
Good,
Eternity.
good. Now, does anyone have anything on what exactly they were? How they functioned, what they did? That was worth a try. Is there anything else anyone deems important? Well, I suppose that's it then. Thank you all for your cooperation. You're quite free to leave when you're ready.
That was a smart move, Inspectore. Disrespectful to paper hearts, but smart.
Desperation breeds innovation.
And your search criteria were conveniently accurate.
A hunch. If mask runners were searching for something, what else would it be but power?
So, now what?
Now, recollection. The mask runners knew about the numbers certainly from Razatov.
Razatov?
They have him. Captured him. For what I now suspect to be his research.
The knife, seed, and heart.
What do they do, exactly? All we understand is that they were the key to the Dementicate's power. But how?
I'm sure we'll soon find out. If the mask runners have captured Razatov and are now looking for books that involve them,
They're after the artifacts.
and so are we. It's our best bet at finding Razatov.
Then we have to beat them to it.
We can start by paying the Cleaver a visit.
I don't
Cleaver.
recognize the name.
In steepled fingers of stone. There is only one place that is conjured from that imagery. A set of ruins in Cacciatore territory called the Cleaver.
But that quote was from a story.
And if you have stronger leads, Mariner, I suggest you lay them out, please.
You're right. I apologize.
Now, if that's all...
One last thing, Cicero.
Ah, yes, the Fae. Of course. I'll meet you at the coach. Right. So, about the Fae. I have a theory that they're related to the Mists, and summoning them requires a ritual of some sort that involves blood and loose articles. Papers, books, anything that can be used as a physical building block for a form.
Alright, so we're learning a lot of things here. White Spire Courtyard. Lazy. Seeing how much work we put into our instruments. Case notes updated. Alright, so I've come back out here. And I have skill points to spend. Yeah, you're right, there were lots of rip pages throughout the library as they're going around fighting the Fae, but those were... They weren't deliberately done by a person, really. I think I'm gonna get Obelisk of Light. Calls down a beam of light that strikes the ground and deals damage. I'm gonna get Obelisk of Light. Calden has lots of options. Water spout. Chapel of Light, Chapel of Light, Atmos Ring. Conjures 2 spheres of water that rotate around the caster, raising their threat. Whenever a sphere passes through an ally, it restores health to that ally. Each sphere can pass through an ally 5 times before expiring. Woo, that sounds good. Bursts and deals damage to nearby enemies. Bursts and restores focus. Increases speed, duration, and number of times. Oh, man. Sphere burst. The cooldowns get reduced. Additional sphere. His Hope Spring is not bad. Redoubt. Kaladin stomps the ground to conjure a flood that damages nearby enemies, which can put water tags on some fools, which would be nice. Or Taunt. Can be a taunt as well. Blood size. Take less damage. Temporary attack speed and damage boost. He's got Sorel's Ward. An aura that reduces incoming damage and absorbs some damage taken by nearby allies. That's nice. Each companion's health and focus becomes the average of the total maximum health and focus of the entire party. That's pretty good. Speeds up the cooldowns on all your skills. Tidal Wall. Strong tide that builds up into pillars of water to deal damage. Generates more threat than usual. Water tag. Man, I want all of these. He has a lot of good skills. If I took Atmos Ring, then I'd only be able to take one other. Which means I'd have to choose between Redoubt, Sorel's Ward, and Tidal Wall. Redoubt will put a tag on people, which would be good. Tidal Wall can also do a tag. But Sorel's Ward sounds... I mean, I want him to have Sorel's Ward and Atmos Ring, but unfortunately none of those things put tags on, which is a shame, but I think we're gonna get Atmos Ring next. Sounds pretty good. And we'll probably get Effervescence next. Keep upgrading Atmos Ring. Not sure. And she's got... Cinder. Lots of things I want here. Avenger seems good. Launches the shields outwards that deal damage to enemies. Creed. Oh, Creed is good. 2 people having Creed would not hurt. Because then I could have more fire tags and more healing if I upgrade it. Judgment, Fan of Flaming Bolts. Sanction. What if I upgrade Sanction some more? Increases the arc and the taunt duration. Or Tinder Wisps. Deals damage. I think I'm gonna get Creed with her. Or maybe... Yeah, I'll get Creed with her. Alright, so we've upgraded our people. Behavior. Don't use anything without me telling you to. Alright, so now we're getting into having a decent amount of heals, which is nice, because in the early fights, when I didn't have any heals, I was getting my ass kicked. Anything new in the Codex? No. Case notes have been updated. In the Conoscenza, we encountered mask runners dressed as portieri who had taken the Vegelus hostage. I dislike intensely the trajectory of this investigation. The less this has to do with mask runners, the better I'll feel. Anyway, the mask runners must have obtained the uniforms through the Quiet Order. One of the registry's uniform houses was located there. And though their presence in the investigation might make me uncomfortable, I cannot deny that it has put us on a better path. They had been asking after specific books about Dementicate history, books that must have been what Razatov had been after during his trips to the Conoscenza, and what had informed his subsequent research. The books, which we found with the aid of Kerry, speak of ancient artifacts called the Knife, Seed, and Heart, and though I cannot let the others know just yet, I believe these artifacts were intimately linked to the creation of the Masquerines. That's what I thought. In the meantime, they will have to just accept that Razatov has been on a quest to understand how the Dementicate came into such power. The books also spoke of a place referred to as Steepled Fingers of Stone. I believe that is a reference to a set of ancient ruins called the Cleaver. And though I am unsure what we will find there, I do believe it will lead us to more answers. In the meantime, Kyrie has promised to further investigate the creation of Fae. I have told her all I know and all I suspect, and she is excited about testing the hypothesis. In before Kyrie makes a fucking shit ton of hay and they all go wild and bad things happen. Alright, so we're kind of on our own for a second here. Oh, there's our people. We're gonna run around and see if there's anything new. There's the coach. Barbarians. Relations were kind of sabotaged by the fact that he views them as barbarians, I guess. The priest is one of the hardest flourishes that exist. Running down the bridge just because I can. Turning around just because I can. The Eteria, Meramento, and Mecantare. The Eteria are one of the 3 pairs of media that are currently recognized, and have their practitioners concentrating on the craft of music to affect their branding prowess. The 2 constituent media are Meramento and Mecantare. The Eteria are unusual in their mechanisms because neither require the practicing Masquerada to move or be in direct physical proximity of the subject of their branding. Only dirges and songstresses can brand materials at a significant distance from them. Songstress, huh? That sounds interesting. Alright. Well, let's talk to our people.
There you are.
I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
I need to return to my court.
That was quick.
I feel the Judge Master would want to know that one of the Registry's members was seeking artifacts of great power.
I don't suppose there's anything I can do to talk you out of it.
You suppose correctly.
In that case, I should at least thank you for your assistance today. It's good to know the bright chorus is still alive in the hearts of some.
Well, I suppose you're welcome. I will see you soon, Inspectore.
See you later, Tiziana.
The whole time, you've been so polite.
I may not enjoy politics, but let this be a lesson to you, Mariner. If you cannot kill a spy, then you do just as well to befriend them. Come on, we have ruins to investigate.
Yes.
So exciting, isn't it, sister?
What?
We're going to the ruins.
I hope you know we're not actually going to go follow them inside.
What?
Will not miss much, anyway.
I love the twins.
Not a fan of ruins, sir.
Hate them. For my creditor, I scored the worst for the section about ruins and archaeology.
Why's that?
Well, for one, when I'd been...
When you'd been...
Not again, Calden.
Come on.
When I'd been Contadani, before I joined the registry, I used to spend a lot of time along the highways. There were a pair of Vegilis that came by every morning on their way to the White Spire who would talk about ruins and interesting finds. And every time I listened to them, walking in their fancy robes, all I could think was, why do they have so much energy for the dead when the living still suffer? Now look what you've done, Mariner. You made me kill the mood.
It's got a point.
Please don't say that, sir. That was, lighted and enlightening. Yes, enlightening.
He means thank you, sir.
Here we are at the Cleaver.
We'll be back soon.
We'll be here.
A word, Mariner,
Something the matter?
about what happened on the coach.
The twins seem to appreciate...
Stop it. Now, I know you mean well. You think getting me to talk about my past will help me get over it. It won't. I've spent the past 5 years burying the man that abandoned his brother and fled the city. Stop trying to bring him back. Is that clear?
But you...
Is that clear, Mariner?
As the belt, sir.
Good. Now, come on.
Cicero is really not happy about his past. Very sensitive about it. We got lots of new L's. Lots of new L's. So, the second thing about Calden. I like how it skips straight to 5. It skips 2 through 4. Goes right to 5. There, I've done it. Told him off. I don't enjoy such activities, but I must do what is best for the investigation. I only hope he won't take it too harshly. He is a good healer. Tiziana. Her stalwartness in performing her duties is going to be a source of problems in the near future. That much I can say with certainty. She is too committed to her guild. Nothing I say or do seems to rattle her allegiance to it. Perhaps if I learn how she came to be the unflinching, impermeable marshal that she is, or identify the winds that sway the sails of her heart, might I begin to construct a plan to unravel her loyalties. Toying with the allegiances of others is not a favorite pastime of mine, but I won't be the first to admit its usefulness in situations such as this. There must be some way I can shake this undaunted bastion. He's trying to figure her out. Meanwhile, let's learn about ruins, the Cleaver. Few ruins in Umbra are as mysterious as the Cleaver. The jagged protrusions from the soil that form its earthen canopy are clearly unnatural. Considering the availability of Masquerines, it would be sensible to assume that the outcrop was constructed with an intention in mind, by a wielder of a Masquerine. But geologists and earthbrands alike have ascertained after years of scrutiny that the formations that compose the Cleaver were not brought into existence with the aid of magic. How then did the monument that shelters ruins beneath come into being? And what could have had the ability to wrench the innards of the earth so violently to summon it? These questions had once been at the forefront of the minds of the Vegelus, researchers of the registry, until the ward that the ruins belonged to, the Shattered Stone, was handed over to the care of the Cacciatori. Since then, few expeditions to the Cleaver have been conducted for the benefit of academia. This place seems nice and peaceful. We've got some green, we've got some nice burrows over here. The music seems pleasant. I'm sure nothing bad will happen here.
Steepled fingers of stone.
I wonder what we'll find.
Oh, those are the steepled
Hopefully
fingers.
something that leads us closer to...
Can you hear that? Force my hand.
We have Cacciatore fighting some Kilgans. Kilgan grunts. See if we can blast a couple guys. Wonder how long the Atmos rings last. Obelisk of Light is a very small area. Alright, one of them's down. Breathe. Let's kick the Atmos ring out. Obelisk of Light. Oh, wow. Another Cacciatore. We're gonna taunt. We're gonna cast Creed. Now we're gonna go ahead and stun. We're gonna drop the obelisk. I'm gonna put this on this guy with his mark. Even more. There's a big one. Oh, they all just died.
It seems we rushed here for nothing.
Surely you didn't think Inspectore Gavar. I'd assumed you'd taken root somewhere across the belt.
That I had, until those roots dried up and shriveled.
You're brave, stepping into Cacciatore territory without permission.
I'd like to think the desperate cries of your men were permission enough.
Already you cultivate words for posturing.
Forgive me. It slipped my mind how indisposed the Cacciatore are towards the nuances of politics.
Viscero's kind of being a dick here.
Why are you here?
I need to know if this ward has seen visitors from the White Spire recently.
Should you not be seeking that answer in a mirror?
One of our own is missing. He was acting clandestinely.
And you spurned the Green Guild for straying from politics. See what they do to your own.
Please, Rex, answer the question.
There has been one recently, from what my men have told me. A Regenti, I believe.
Can you tell us more?
No, but I know someone who can. In exchange for the answer, my guild will be acquitted for any dues you think it owes for your assistance battling the Fae.
Fair enough.
And you will leave us out of your mire of politics.
As far as I can.
Probably not.
Her name is Amadea, and she is partial towards the Cleaver. She believes it was a special site in the times of the Dementicate, and has been studying its contents for years now.
And she knows about the Regenti?
My men said they traveled to the lower levels of the ruins together.
For what?
I don't know.
The Rex of the Cacciatore not knowing the business of his own.
Amadea is of the Dieci.
And she operates freely within your territory?
There are special circumstances.
She bribed you.
You said you would leave me out of the mire.
So I did. Where is she now?
Further down in the ruins, I suspect. She was with us when the Kilgan attacked, but she didn't stay by our side.
I see. Then, with your permission...
Go, and consider our debt settled. May this be the last I see of the Spire's poison.
Okay. Bracantarius and Fae Kilgan. Fae of the Stone, found principally in subterranean ruins. These are among the most territorial Fae, and also among the most common. Fortunately, they tend to keep to the ruins and rarely bother anyone beyond that. Samora's crown. Bracantarius. Men who lead from sequestered distant thrones often steer their people with thin reins. Their influence on those they need inspire seldom galvanizes as it ought to. Men like Brecken, however, have come to understand that in order to stir within his people the motivation to not simply live, but thrive on the soils of Umbra, he cannot afford to be so remiss a leader. Barking orders at the backs of his men is insufficient. He must stand with them and lead them from the flank. It is this camaraderie that the leader of the Cacciatore has developed that has allowed the Green Guild to be as strong as they are. Despite their fondness for solitude, under Brecken's leadership, the Cacciatore have managed to come together to survive, heartily I might add, in both the city and the wildernesses of the echoing plains. So they're the Green Guild. We're just gonna go look around a little bit. What's up, Green Guild? You guys want to talk? No. We're just gonna look around a little bit. What kind of animal is that? Is that a dog? Or something like a dog? The Green Guild. I wonder what the Green Guild are even doing here. So they're the Nature and Plants Guild. And they don't like the city. Cacciatori. The Cacciatori, or the Green Guild, has few affairs within the city itself, much preferring to be in the wilderness of the plains or among the branches and roots of the Estra. The people of the Green Guild tend to stay away from urban life and the mire of politics that comes with it. So that's who they are. There's a ladder. Origins of the Cacciatori. The Cacciatori is officially the youngest of the Simora, having properly been formed during the early years of the 7th Canticle. Compared to the rest of the Simora, the origin story of the Cacciatori is blissfully simple. During the Miscela, which began roughly at the end of the 5th Canticle and lasted all the way to the end of the 6th, Masquerada from the Randagia flocked towards the city in hordes, intent on carving out for themselves a piece of the city. Not all of the Masquerada were thirsty for the bustle of city life, however, and a fraction of them willingly chose to stay in the Randagia. These Masquerada soon realized that the thirst and avarice of the other guilds was insatiable. The guilds from the city wanted to expand their grasps and looked at the Randagia as lands that could be claimed, with people that could be exploited. Sensibly, this threatened the way of life of the Masquerada that lived in the Randagia. Their primary agrarian and nature-oriented lifestyle was fundamentally at odds with the political, complicated way the city worked. Furthermore, the Masquerada in the Randagia didn't quite have the same relationship with the Contadani of the Randagia as the Masquerada in the city had with the Contadani there. In the Randagia, the relationship between the two groups was far more cordial and respectful, and the Masquerada there wished to keep it that way. And so, in an attempt to keep the influence of the city to the city, the scattered Masquerada of the Randagia banded together to form a guild under which all the lands of the Randagia were to be protected. Any infringement upon any of the lands of the Randagia by any of the other guilds would incur the wrath of these Masquerada that began to call themselves the Cacciatori. Despite the Cacciatori primary focus on the echoing plains and the settlements around Umbra, the fact that it is one of the guilds of Umbra has required it to have a base of operations, however small, within the city itself. Even so, however, they have striven tirelessly to separate themselves from the politics of the city as much as it's been possible, preferring a simpler life. So they are the protectors of nature. Pretty cool. Well, I'm knocking your nature all over the place.
I can't believe you just coerced the Rex of the Cacciatori.
I don't like it any more than you do, but any other way, and he wouldn't have let us stand upon his soil.
What I'd do to see this city free of its politics.
Me too. Who dis?
Hold on, sir.
What's the matter?
Are you going down into the ruins?
Yes? What's it to you?
A few of us were scouts, and we'd been deeper in the ruins when the Kilgan, the Fae, began attacking.
Well, you made it out alive. Good on you.
Not all of us. One of the scouts, Igoris, hasn't made it out yet. I was hoping...
I'll keep an eye out for him.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, side quests. The Cleaver Landing. The ruins of Umbra. Before the words Citadella Umbra had even crossed the minds of the settlers of the region, there were the ruins, large shattered monuments that hinted at a great kingdom that ruled the land in and around the shadow of the mountain Sierra Vide in years long past. Within these gargantuan and mostly subterranean labyrinths hid mainly two things, both as wondrous and as frightening as the other: Masquerines and Fae. The acquisition of the former and the banishment of the latter were key milestones in the growth and flourishing of the city. As the city grew and expanded, however, the ruins that had once been lauded as great mines of power slowly began to grow obsolete. coin and politics began to appeal to the peoples of the lands as more suitable avenues of power, as the finite treasures of the ruins became more and more difficult to extract from the shadows. And so the pieces of the already crumbling physical culture of an ancient civilization were walled off and mostly forgotten, and with them, myriads of secrets that to this day remain undiscovered. Ooh, these ruins sound interesting. So we may find some good stuff. And we got some much more dramatic music that has started up as well.
I think this Amadea can help us?
She better. If not, I don't know what other leads we have.
So Amadea was one of the group in the prologue. One of his brother's people. One of the Mask Runner Pontadani revolutionaries. Alright. I'm gonna assume... Wow, he just got wrecked. Let's put a stun on this one. We need to get out of those cones. See, I gotta turn the AI back off. I gotta turn the AI back off, unfortunately, because the people, they just run wherever the fuck they want if the AI is on, including right back into AoEs that I just ran them out of. Alright, we killed one of them. Let's run around and make some fire on the ground. Is that even hurting them, seriously?
Taking too much.
I missed. We win. And we got a skill point. Alright, so Cicero is gonna upgrade this. Do we want a fire tag or do we want to restore focus? Let's fire tag. And hometown here is going to do effervescence, I think. And Tiziana's not with the group anymore, so we're not going to spend her points until she comes back with us. This looks intriguing. Down into the depths we go, I guess. And if you're watching the stream, I'm not going to stop playing, but it is time to end this episode. In our next episode, we will go further into the depths, lowering ourselves down into the blackness below. But that's going to do it for this one. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Masquerada, Songs and Shadows.